I pour out my complaints before him and tell him all my troubles. Here we see David was regarding his experience in the cave and a prayer that he was calling out. The situation he was facing right now, he was running and hiding from a king, and the king had sought out to kill him. So he's hiding in a place, and he's calling out to God, pouring out, saying, okay, I'm crying out to you so your mercy can cover me, keep me safe. He said, I plead for the Lord's mercy. I pour out my complaints before him and tell him all about yours. So he's saying, I am opening up to the Lord. I'm letting him know what I'm going through. But guess what? You ain't got to tell the Lord what you're going through, because he already knows what you're going through. He wants you to cry out to him so that you can acknowledge that he is your Lord, and he will deliver, and he will supply everything you need. My text today is speaking on complaining. Some call it venting, some call it expression. But in all, when you're done with it, we're complaining. Why does one complain? One complains because, one, maybe he's not getting his or her way. Things ain't going the way they thought it should go. Things ain't happening the way they thought it should happen. People don't acknowledge them in the ways they think they should be acknowledged. So they feel like I'm not being acknowledged, so I'm going to make a complaint. I'm going to go out and express myself this way so people can say, oh, well, look at him. Well, why did they do this? And why did they do that? Or how they treat him like it? It's not about that. We complain to get, one, attention. Two, we complain to make sides of a situation. When you complain, you're expressing your feelings. And I'm just talking for the world right now. The world express their feelings. The world want to explain why they feel the way they feel. They want to tell the people how this is making me feel and why people would treat me this way, and I don't like, and I don't care, and I don't want. You're making these complaints into the people. And what does complaining, Lord, leads to? Complaining leads to several things. Example, just not too long ago, last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, the young lady that walked in on her partner and someone else, and it blew her mind what she saw. So instead of approaching the gentleman, her partner of the situation, she goes on social media and she started expressing her complaint of what she has been involved with this individual years before that day that she saw what she saw. She started expressing her complaint on social media, okay? But what she does, she complains to him and she tells him, pay me off and I'll be quiet. They didn't pay her off. So she's like, you don't pay me off, then I'm going to broadcast. I'm going to complain to social media. I'm going to make this worldwide. So what happened? Complaining leads to anger. Anger leads to frustration. Frustration leads to either a confrontation or someone getting hurt real bad, or worst case, which this case, the worst case took place. Because after she made her complaint and he found out that she had placed this on social media, he took off and he had a complaint, but his complaint wasn't to express anything. His complaint was to silence her. So he silenced her. But what am I getting at? Why do we complain the way we do? Why do we do the things we do? Why do we have a sense, a texture of saying, well, I'm going to let everybody know, I'm going to let everybody, and I'm going to tell, and I'm going to this, I'm going to that, unless you pay me. Okay, you're complaining. Your complaint got you what? Nothing. You lost your life. You lost a loved one. You lost a good friend. You lost a good business. You lost something pertaining to that complaint. So we complain so that we can draw attention or draw a division. And the complaining leads nowhere but to trouble and turmoil. That's why David said, I cry out to the Lord. I plead for the Lord's mercy. He said, I cry out to the Lord. What am I saying? Instead of complaining to other people who has problems of their own, we need to learn to take it to the throne of grace. God said, cast all your cares upon me, and then he'll take care of it. But we don't do that. We like to complain because we got people that we can see, and we can see their expressions, and then we can pour out what we feel and how we feel to them so that they can look at us and say, oh, that poor thing. But then it all turns out because some of these ears that is taking in your complaints is taking your complaint to the people that you're complaining about, and then that causes another problem. That causes another situation. That causes friendships, jobs, business, family. When you complain to other people take your complaints to other people. But when you complain, make your complaint to the Holy Spirit. It stays right there. And he takes care of it. He works it out for the better of those that love him. He works it out for the better of those that are trusting him. He works it out for those that are calling upon him and know that he is able to do what he said he can do. We have to learn to stop complaining, first of all, complaining, period. When you find yourself complaining, this is what we need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what I work on. This is my new task for life. When I find myself starting to complain, I stop. And I can hear God saying, what are you complaining for? What are you supposed to do? I said, you're right, Lord. Help me to stop doing this because, complaining don't do nothing but get my blood pressure up. Yeah. Complaining don't do nothing but get my other elements go bad. Complaining don't do nothing but cause a silence throughout the business or the home. So complaining don't do nothing but causes distraction, troubles, and all kinds of things that just doesn't matter and doesn't need to be there. Access of things that need to be absent of your life. So we need to learn to stop complaining and start calling on God. He said, bring him to me. Lay him at my feet. Bring it to the altar and tell me about it. But here's